If you start trying to lose that fat and don't build back muscle, it's just not going to look nearly as impressive, guys. Hey guys, Mark McKill here with Live Anabolic, and today I want to give you guys 4 simple steps on how to get rid of that ugly man boob fat. Ugh. So guys, these 4 steps are not going to work if you just do them for a week or 2, all right? All these things I'm going to talk about today require consistency, because if you really want to get rid of those man boobs, you're also going to have to lose body fat on the rest of your body, okay? So that stuff doesn't happen overnight. You have to be very, very consistent. So first thing, guys, it may sound obvious, but I still want to bring it up. Number 1, you have to eat in a caloric deficit, meaning you have to burn more calories every day than you consume. So how do you know how many calories to consume, all right? You need to go to a simple app. There's several of them on the internet, all right? You can type in your age, your body weight, your activity level. It'll ask you several questions like that. And then it will give you a really good rough estimate of how many calories you burn per day based on all those parameters that you entered, all right? So that's the first thing you need to do. It's a free thing. You just hop on Google. They're all over the place, several, and they kind of rely on the same basic formulas, all right, that have been developed by scientists and doctors over the decades. So that gives you a baseline, all right? That's how many calories you're burning every day, which means you have to eat fewer calories than that. Well, how many fewer? I recommend you guys shoot for a 500 calorie per day deficit. It's as simple as that. So 500 calories less per day times 7 days a week is 3,500 calories per week that you're eating below your break-even point. And guess how many pounds is 3,500 calories? 1 pound. So 3,500 calories equals 1 pound of fat. That would be a great target to lose 1 pound of fat per week. Because guys, I promise that will add up really, really fast. You may not think that that's a lot, all right? But if you try to lose it any faster than that, a lot of times it just doesn't work. It causes your body to reset. It's just natural metabolic rate, and it'll slow your metabolism down. So you actually start burning fewer calories per day simply because you're consuming too few calories. You go too far below. So that's the very first thing, guys. You gotta eat in a caloric deficit, and to do that, you need to know how many calories you're burning, and you need to know how many calories you're eating in a typical day. Okay, so tip number 2, guys, you have to eat more protein. And the reason being is, okay, when you start losing body fat, based on what we're doing in tip number 1, sometimes your body will actually consume muscle mass, okay, as a form of energy. Because remember, you're consuming fewer calories than you're burning, and a lot of times it's gonna try to burn, off that excess fat, but not 100% of it is fat. That's what these bodybuilders, professional bodybuilders, are terrified of. So they get real big in the off season, they put on a ton of muscle, but they put on a ton of body fat too. And then they have to cut down for their contests where they're shredded, like 4 or 5% body fat. And during that cutting phase, they are terrified that they're gonna be losing some muscle mass along with all the body fat. And one of the things that they do to minimize that chance is to eat more protein. So guys, every single day, you make sure that you're getting enough protein in your diet, because protein contains amino acids. And amino acids are literally the building blocks of your muscle fibers. So your muscle uses carbohydrates as a source of energy to contract, but when we work out every day, we tear those muscle fibers down, we damage them, and your body uses the amino acids in protein to repair all those damaged muscle fibers and to build your muscles back bigger and stronger than they were before. So if you don't get enough protein, your muscles will literally get smaller even though you're working out. So tip number 2, eat more protein. All right, tip number 3 is gonna surprise some of you guys, all right? And that is, you need to lower your estrogen, okay? So men actually do produce estrogen, just like women do, and women also produce testosterone. The difference is we got it backwards. Men produce a ton of testosterone and a little bit of estrogen, and women produce a lot of estrogen and a tiny bit of testosterone. So yes, we do need estrogen, but if you have too much, if you're producing too much of it, it does what it does for women, and that is it helps to store fat, especially around your chest. So there's one pretty straightforward way to help lower your estrogen levels, and that's just with nutrition, proper diet. And the thing is, cruciferous vegetables are fantastic for lowering your estrogen levels, all right? But the problem is, it's not so easy eating all those cruciferous vegetables every day, right? And you really need to be getting them in your diet on a regular basis. So you can't just do it 1 or 2 days out of the week. That ain't gonna hack it, guys. So it needs to be pretty much every single day, week after week, month after month. And that really will bring your estrogen levels back down to where they should be. And that will help lower your body's ability to store fat around your chest. And so if you have a hard time eating all those vegetables, and I do too. I mean, I'm pretty darn good about, eating healthy and going to the grocery store, but I can't do it perfect every day, week after week. So I use something called TESTO greens. It's a really cool product that we have. It's a supplement, and it's got tons and tons of these great ingredients in there that are designed specifically to help keep your estrogen levels down and your testosterone levels high. And it's a great way to augment, all right, your eating on a daily basis. So it's just 1 scoop, you throw it in some water, it takes about, 20 seconds to mix up and drink. That's a super simple way to help lower your estrogen. And just click on the link below this video. It'll take you to our website, because I don't want to go into a long explanation of all the ingredients. I can't even remember all the ingredients in TESTO greens. So our website has got a fantastic page. It lists every ingredient and why the ingredient is in the product and what each ingredient does to help support healthy T levels and healthy estrogen levels. So simple as that. Just click the link below and just check it out, guys. Okay, so the last tip, number 4, is pretty straightforward, and that is, guys, you have to resistance train. You have to lift weights, whether it's your body weight or dumbbells or resistance bands or going to the gym and using all the equipment that they have there. You have to train those muscles, because if you start trying to lose that fat and don't build back muscle, it's just not going to look nearly as impressive, guys. I mean, you'll end up with smaller man boobs, but no muscle to see, right? So you really have to focus on lifting weights. And of course, because today we're talking about chest and man boobs, you got to hit that chest, guys, and you got to hit it hard. All right, so many of you guys I see on videos are not pushing yourself hard enough. Yeah, you're getting a good chest workout in, but you're really not getting as much out of it as you could if you push yourself to exhaustion. And I'm not talking about you guys that are beginners, all right, that are just starting out in the first few weeks, all right? I'm talking about, once you kind of get the ball rolling and your body has adjusted, your muscles are ready, to start pushing it hard, you guys need to ramp up the intensity and do plenty of chest exercises, because remember, it's a big muscle group, all right? And you need to hit your chest muscles from lots of different angles. So if you just do one exercise over and over again, it ain't gonna hack it, even if you put the intensity into it. So guys, use all the different exercises out there that are available to hit your chest. Do them consistently along with the other 3 tips, and I promise those man boobs will disappear, and instead, in place of that, you're gonna build some really impressive pecs. And then finally, guys, the supplement that I mentioned is something that I'm really proud of that our company produces. We do really high quality stuff, and there's really no risk to you, because we have the best guarantee in the entire fitness industry by a long shot. So if you don't like it, if it doesn't work for you, whatever, just send us an email. We'll refund you, okay? So there's basically no risk on your part. And then finally, guys, if you just take my advice and stick with it month after month and never give up on yourself, I promise those man boobs are gonna go away, and you'll have some really badass chest muscles in place.